Welcome back to a new edition of
The Babbling Bards.
the Babbling Bards, a Xena Warrior Princess podcast.
Yes.
We're your happy hosts.
I am Liliana.
I'm Trista.
So how the heck are you?
I'm pretty okay. How the heck are you?
I'm stuffed.
Are you?
Yes.
I feel a lot better after my drink. We went Red Robin, and I got a sand in your shorts,
It's good.
and I was pretty excited about it, and it was gone before like 10 minutes were up. Girl does not play when she has had a rough day. So, but now here we are with you guys. So if we're a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, it's because, you know, I'm not buzzed in the slightest.
No.
I'm really not.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so today's episode, we are nearing the end of season 2. We only have one more episode left in it after this one, which is The Lost Mariner, which we learned from Steve Sears at Xenite Retreat. It was also called... It is not that hard. Come on.
I forgot.
Cecrops the Sailor.
Yes, that.
He's Cecrops the Sailor Man. Doot doot. This Xena episode actually has a couple of allusion standpoints to it. It's, you know what I mean? Allusion.
Illusion.
Like,
yeah.
it alludes to other myths and legend. There's a pagan myth called the Wild Huntsman about a fella that's never able to rest.
Okay.
Never able to rest, but he will take care of those that show respect to him. And he will fight or end those that don't show respect to him. So it's alluded because, you know, the guy never stops. He's always, you know, riding his horse. He can't stop and rest anywhere. Constantly keeps moving the entire time. This is also based on the story of the Flying Dutchman. Not the Pirates of the Caribbean Flying Dutchman. But back in the day when the mythical ship was sailed, you know, it would... I can't remember who captained it, though. But it was said that
Davy Jones?
No, it wasn't Davy Jones. But it was said that every member on the Flying Dutchman had the bubonic plague.
Uh-huh.
That's why they could never port and rest anywhere. They'd try and sail around the Cape of Good Hope.
Yeah.
And everything like that, just looking for a place to land, and they couldn't. So they ended up having to sail forever. There was no breaking the curse.
Well, that sucks.
But for Cecrops, we can break the curse.
Yes.
You wish to have the curse reversed? Use a special potion first.
Okay.
Into the woods. No? Okay.
Yes.
Never, well, forget it.
Into the woods we go.
Into the woods. This episode we also see Xena's biggest flip of the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, now
that's a leap of faith.
it is a leap of faith. I like Xena, but some of the stunts that they get her to do,
It's ridiculous.
they're just far-fetched.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like you're watching this branch that she's jumping off of, and you see it come straight back up under her feet, and you know, there's no way she got that type of airtime
No.
after making that jump. You know, there's no way that she didn't at least have to swim towards the ship, you know? It's just like, And I like the episode. Like, I give the episode, like, 4 chakrams.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a solid episode, but I love Tony Todd. You know?
Yeah.
Like, we go way back. He can sing. He and Jennifer Ward Leland, who plays Boadicea, and, what was her name on the Place the Thing? Zara.
I don't know.
Zara.
Oh, her character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zera.
Yeah, I don't remember what her name was.
On, no, that was her name. Zara.
Is that what it was?
Zehra. I think. Zara.
Okay.
Anyway. They did a duet together on, like, old school PBS, okay? When I was, like, little. She and Tony Todd did. And Tony Todd can sing. I mean, I like that man. And I love his acting as well. He is a phenomenal actor in anything I've ever seen him in. So, that's a big bonus for me in Lost Mariner.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm done geeking out.
That's okay.
On that one. We also see Gabrielle's seasickness surface again. And we got a couple of oopsies. We're going to pull it apart a little bit.
Okay.
And, yeah. And I'm going to geek at you. Because there's subtext. Can you imagine that? In Xena, they have subtext.
You don't say.
I do say.
Who would have thunk it?
And we also have one of the absolute worst CGI scenes in Xena, period, ever, in this episode. It was the one we'll talk about when we get there, but it was the one you remember when we were rewatching. You and I both just looked at it and busted out laughing. You know what I'm talking about?
I think, but I'm not sure.
During Cecrops' leap of faith.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, I got it now.
Fun fact number 1 for you guys before we launch into this whole thing. There was a hurricane offshore while this episode was being filmed. You can see in the first couple of scenes. And then when it starts getting really overcast, that's why. It's because there was a hurricane in the area. You didn't know that until I mentioned it to you the other day.
Storm was for real.
The storm was for real. And you want to go ahead and hit up the disclaimer? Cecrops' joie de vivre was not harmed during the production of this motion picture.
His what?
Joie de vivre.
And that is what?
I don't know. Happiness of life, I guess. I don't know. I don't speak French. Ask me something in Italian or Latin or Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
Or Aramaic or Gaelic or Greek or something, and I can help you, but
not French.
Not French. I can do a little bit of Spanish. Un poquito. Un poquito. Not a lot. I can understand it better than I can speak it.
Yeah, same here. So Stephen L. Sears wrote this one.
Yay, Steve Sears!
May 5th, 1997 was the original air date.
Yay! So we're just... Are we gonna just dive right in? So, we start out and we see... Well, actually, we hear.
We hear. We don't see anything yet.
We don't see anything
we hear.
Yet. Xena and Gabrielle yelling at one another, or to one another.
Yeah, we're going down! They're going down. Cut the ropes! So...
No! And then we see Gabrielle floating on a piece of driftwood.
Mm-hmm.
And we come in contact with Cecrops' ship. And he tells them to bring them aboard because there are sharks on the other side.
Cecrops was reluctant to bring them on board.
Why was that, Liliana?
Because it's a cursed ship. But then, yeah, what's his name? Hidsum? Is that his name?
Hidsum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he mentions, there's sharks swimming around. So then he reluctantly, tells them to bring them on board. Yeah.
Hidsum refers to Cecrops as Rama.
Rama. Mm-hmm.
In almost every time he talks to him.
Yeah.
And Cecrops addresses it at the end of the episode, but I'm going to go ahead and address it now, so I don't forget to point it out.
Mm-hmm.
Rama was a hero to the Indian people, and it seems very, or maybe not Indian, Arabic, to the Arabic people. He was a big warrior. He, saved an entire town, and I had to really dig because all you could find if you research it on Google, Rama was a place that the tribe of Benjamin in the Bible rested at, was Rama. So it was kind of difficult to find out who was what and where that came from and what the significance of the name was. So, anyway, I nerded just a little bit.
That's okay. So we're on board, and what is it? Cecrops is admiring Xena's sword.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gabrielle had it with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time, we don't know what's happened to Xena.
No. Because Gabrielle does say, where's Xena? And Cecrops pretty much says that, she didn't make it. She's probably, pushing up seaweed by now instead of daisies. And then Gabrielle sees the land.
She couldn't push up daisies because she pushed out Daisy. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lucy Lawless!
She'll probably say, well, it's true, I did.
I know, right? She'll like it.
Yeah. Gabrielle sees land, and so, she figures, there's land. She made it to land. So,
And she's like, can't you take me to the shore?
Just take me to the shore, yeah. Nope, you're staying with us.
And she's like, you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
This boat, on water, boat my stomach.
They don't mix very well.
They don't. Because Gabrielle suffers from seasickness.
Yes.
I guess growing up in Poseidon damaged her a little more than what we thought it did. Because all those ducks and goats and geese, they don't live on the water.
No, they don't.
Well, ducks kind of do, huh?
And geese. Well, I don't know.
Did geese live on water? I thought they just flew up in the air and honked.
Yes.
I don't know.
So the other guy that they pulled up on board starts freaking out.
Tig? Wasn't that his name?
I
think it was
don't
Tig.
know.
I think he's credited as Tig in the end credit.
I don't remember. But once he notices, what ship he's on, he starts freaking out. And
Cecrops!
You're not gonna keep me on here. And now you would think he knows what ship he's on. He knows he can't leave the ship.
He knows there's going to be a laser show if he tries to.
But dumbass still jumps off the ship. So
Cecrops tried to stop him.
He had it coming?
He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
Exactly.
You'd have been there if you'd have seen it.
Would have done the same.
Yeah. We're not dorks. Not at all. So.
But yeah, he gets electrified? I guess?
It's electrifying. He better shape up.
Huh?
He better shape up. Grease. You never seen Grease?
I've seen it, but I don't
One
remember.
of John Travolta's most famous lines. It's electrifying.
Okay.
Better shape up, because I need a man.
Okay.
Alright.
So.
And then Gabrielle knows who Cecrops is. Because she's a bard.
She's on the cursed ship of Cecrops.
You got stories? She's heard them all. And probably told them a time or two.
So, yeah. And he makes the comment that, that Xena's the lucky one, even if she drowned.
Well, Gabrielle asked him, am I on here for eternity? And he was like, no, that curse is mine.
Right.
Because he's been given immortality.
She'll just be there until she vegetates and dies.
Womp, womp, womp. Sorry. That's okay. I'd have done the same. So, then we got, what is it? Then we go to the theme, and then we have Xena trucking along trying to find
Gabrielle.
Yes.
And she's got these band of
pirates.
That's
what they are. They're pirates.
Yeah. Chasing after her.
Which, let me point out, just as a little nitpick thing, is kind of crazy.
Uh-huh.
Because in Greece, at this point in time, considering what we're about to go into in season 3, Julius Caesar, had, for the most part, done away with all the pirates coming to land in Greece. He was one of the first ones to prosecute pirates. He would tar and feather them, set them on fire, hang them, just to make an example out of them. So I don't really know where the pirates came from.
The ocean.
The caves!
The caves.
That's another episode.
Yes.
But anyway, no, I know they came from the ocean, but like I don't know how they would have survived because Caesar led a full Caesar led a full-on crusade against pirates. If Xena is, which I mean, we know that Xena doesn't play historically accurate, at all, but they are, for the most part, with Caesar, except for the timeline, pretty historically accurate. You know, so if they're still staying in line with things that he did and he didn't do during the course of his time as a Roman leader, before he decided to crown himself as emperor, you know, that's still something that he had under his belt. Because that was one of his bragging rights was, oh, there's no pirates in any of the Roman Empire. You know. And so, anyway. At the time, that would have included Greece because of how close the two are geographically. But
okay. These must have escaped Caesar's wrath.
Maybe. Maybe not.
So,
they could have gotten Joxer while he was at it.
They are after Xena.
Yes.
Because I guess she's got a pretty hefty price on her head.
And they're pirates.
And they are pirates. And apparently they lost all their loot on their ship.
Is it the ship that just went boom and...
No.
Why not?
Because they do mention... they mention that their ship is in a cove being repaired. That it almost ended up like the ship that Xena and Gabrielle were on. Because the one that they were on ended up on hitting rocks. I guess. Yeah. So, but it did get damaged. But it's being fixed. And now they're chasing Xena down. And then Xena says that she's got to get on that ship because, you know, her friend's on there. And what is his name? What is his name?
Basculus?
Basculus? Something like that. But he mentions that it's, you know, the cursed ship of Cecrops. And
then Xena gets the Xena look on her face. You know?
Yeah. So they chase off after her. And then we're back on the ship, right? Then you got this one creepy sailor pirate dude that keeps trying to
hit on Gabrielle.
And
all he's got is like a couple of strings of hair going across the top of his head. He did his part very well, though.
Yeah, he did.
He may have been irritating as crap when it came down to it.
He was very polite, though.
He was polite. Altrek. Wasn't that his name?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because he sees that Gabrielle is feeling seasick. So he tries to give her sort of a remedy.
He's trying to give her ash because that's what helps him when he gets.
Well, like I'm only trying to help because what's his name? Hitseem, you know, tells him to leave her alone. And he's all like, I'm just trying to help. And you're like, see, it's ash. I eat it. It settles my stomach. It's like, ew.
That actually is a remedy, though. There are pregnant women that suffer with morning sickness. That will eat cigarette ashes.
Oh, that's nasty.
Or they will eat charcoal ashes.
Ugh.
To calm the nausea. Like even with animals, if you give them charcoal ash.
Yeah.
If they've eaten any type of poison or anything and they ingest the charcoal ash, it'll absorb it.
Well.
But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he was on to something.
Don't they do that like in hospitals and stuff? People that like overdose or something, they give them ash.
Yeah, when they pump their stomach, yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know that they do that anymore, but I know when I was an officer and I worked medic unit, if we ever had OD calls, and we got those frequently, you know, especially during holiday time. Holiday time, it always spikes. But that would be the first thing they had at the time. They had these little charcoal pouches that you would carry in the back of the vehicle, and you'd pop them out, and that would be the first thing that would go in their mouth was the charcoal ash.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then you just hope that they were able to get it down.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. Ugh. Can't imagine that tastes very good.
Mm-mm.
Then we see the pirates again, still chasing after Xena.
Oh! Yeah. And
then we have Gabrielle, who went below deck and is admiring this big, pretty green emerald.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big emerald.
It was. I actually have I got a little fun fact here.
Okay.
Do you want to know what the fun fact is?
Yes.
So the golden statue of Athena
Uh-huh.
that Cecrops shows Gabrielle,
Mm-hmm.
it was, you know what I'm talking about?
The head statue?
Yeah.
Was that Athena?
It was Athena.
I thought it was somebody else.
Nope. It's the Athena statue.
Okay.
But you know what you're probably thinking?
Hmm.
It was used as the Aphrodite statue in the Hercules episode Love Takes a Holiday.
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking that at all.
Really?
No.
Well, it was. That was my little fun fact.
It's been so long since I've watched
Athena
Hercules.
is actually Aphrodite. That's what's in my notes. Athena is actually Aphrodite. Quote, statue, or parentheses, statue. Love Takes a Holiday.
Yeah.
HTLJ.
Okay.
That's what my note says. So,
he goes on to tell the story of
the Arbiter that was cursed by Poseidon,
right.
Because the Arbiter decided to do the people's...
He chose in favor of Athena instead of Poseidon.
And
So Poseidon... Poseidon, oh my gosh.
Poseidon
Poseidon wasn't very happy.
No. So he cursed him.
Yeah. He cursed him, and then Athena, to Cecrops, felt like she cursed him too.
Mm-hmm.
Because she gave him immortality.
Right.
But she gave him immortality for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't realize that.
So he could figure it out.
But he never did. What, 300 some years? Then Xena came along and said, hey! There was a reason why she, gave you immortality.
Yeah.
Took him that long to figure it out.
It must have.
It did.
It did.
Wow.
Because, I couldn't imagine floating around on a dango boat for 300 years.
That would be...
That would be hell.
Oh.
That would be Tartarus.
But yeah. And then he, because nobody ever, tells the entire story.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody, I guess, really knows who the Arbiter was. Well...
And he tells Gabrielle nobody knows the Arbiter's name was Cecrops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or everybody forgets that the Arbiter's name is Cecrops.
Yeah, nobody remembers that Poseidon was angry or that the Arbiter was just reflecting the will of the people, and nobody remembers that Poseidon placed a curse on the Arbiter or that the Arbiter's name was Cecrops. Yep.
And then we're back at Xena running. And running.
I've got her.
Running. And
Oh,
and
damn.
she and she and then he was like What episode am I referencing?
Athens City Academy of the Performing Bards.
Very good.
Stallonis.
Very good. Awesome.
I liked Stallonis.
Who was named after whom?
Stallone.
Mm-hmm.
He was very into his storytelling.
Yes, he was.
He'd even throw himself all over the place.
It reminds me of the way that we tell stories in Italy.
Uh-huh.
We do sound effects and hand gestures.
Oh, yeah.
We walk up the stairs.
Then we got Cecrops and Gabrielle again, and they're still talking about his curse. And,
because Gabrielle points out to him. Here we go again. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Hold me. Gabrielle tells Cecrops, Athena gave you hope.
Yeah.
She knew how powerful love was.
Mm-hmm.
And gave you enough time to defeat the curse.
Yeah.
Until love redeems you.
He doesn't see it like that. He just thinks that he got a double whammy of curses.
You didn't talk about don't see it. She don't see it. She's the one that got stuck with hope. It's a running joke every time somebody says something about hope on Xena. You have hope. No, Gabrielle. You have hope. You are right, Gabrielle. How could I have been so blind?
Anyways. So Cecrops is pretty much torn between who he hates most, Poseidon or Xena. And then
they hear noise up top.
Yes.
And then Gabrielle goes running.
Oh.
And then she starts yelling because she sees that it is Xena.
And Gabrielle's like, Xena, I'm right here. Rescue me.
She said, rescue me. And Xena looks and she gets this grin on her face. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm coming.
Cecrops isn't having it. He doesn't want her on the ship. He's all like, let's turn it around. I want as much distance between us and those rocks as possible.
Well, he tells Gabrielle, your friend's thinking about jumping on my ship, and I'm not gonna let her.
Right. So.
And then she does that terrible, terrible leap.
Yeah, the pirates are still chasing her. She
diving boards off of a branch.
They're like, she's got nowhere to go, and then...
And in the stage directions, it's just down as incredible jump.
Yeah. But before she jumps,
Mm-hmm.
She's got to do the chakram thing. She throws the chakram so it can cut the line to the sail, so they're not turning.
So, yeah.
So they end up... The ship ends up going back, though, right? Turning back? Because it started going away from the rocks. And then when she cut the sail, it
went back with the current. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, with the current.
Liliana hit the microphone. So, she's dodging arrows. She does that freaky gymnastic.
She twirled a bunch of times in the air.
She twirled a bunch of times. Then landed on the branch and then did the freaky diving board thing.
Yeah.
And she lands smoothly on line, and then we come to our first bit of subtext. When she lands on the ship. The jury's still out on this one, folks. I'm going to be a little honest with you right here.
Okay.
So when I was digging, there were quite a few people that were like, oh, turn your television set way up.
Uh-huh.
And you hear Gabrielle say, Xena, I love you.
Uh-huh.
When Xena goes to her and when she runs to Xena and hugs her.
Yeah.
I do not hear Xena, I love you. But I hear Xena by the gods.
Yeah.
Is what I hear.
Yeah, but apparently that's what she says. I don't know. I can't make it out.
There's a lot of people that swear up and down that she does.
Yeah.
And then there are fewer people than there are that have heard it, like myself, that hear something entirely different. Mm-hmm. Like somebody said that they heard Xena pack of dogs. And I'm like,
what?
And I'm like, now that's a little out there. But, it's like...
Pack of dogs.
That's what I said.
Wow.
So...
Well, we know that Lucy and Renee would always throw little things in here and there. So, I mean, maybe?
Especially after, the dailies started coming out saying that, a lot of the fans were thinking that the two were in a lesbian relationship. Then they really started playing it up.
Yeah,
know.
So.
Which is kind of cool to them to give a nod at their fan base like that and say, hey, okay. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Let's do a little tongue-in-cheek, which they both come straight out and said, yeah, there was. Now,
I say next time we meet Renee, we ask her. So, in this episode, did you, throw this line in? Make a little note of that.
Do you think she's going to remember that from that many years ago?
Probably. I think so.
She does have a good memory.
Yeah. Lucy, on the other hand, it's like me. I can't remember stuff.
Well, she remembers.
There's a lot that she doesn't, though.
I know. There's a lot she remembers, but there's just as much she doesn't remember either. Because you can see that even in the behind-the-scenes stuff when they're doing commentary. She'll have, bits and pieces. She'll be like, I don't remember that at all. Oh, my God, I hit you. I don't remember that.
She'll have this look on her face like,
when the fuck did
that happen? I don't remember that.
Yeah. But then the stuff that she does remember, she remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Yeah.
Like me with Spanish class, I'd remember it long enough to be able to get it over and done with and then put it out of my mind.
Mm-hmm. So.
If you guys heard that in the background, that was Joxer. He's trying to get Willow to play with him and she's looking at the birds.
He's in Joxer crazy mode.
He'll probably sing in a little bit. Yep,
He
goes.
He sings. He talks. It's funny.
He winks.
He does.
See, he's singing now. Do you hear him?
I hear him.
Anyway.
He's probably trying to sing Joxer the Mighty.
Probably.
Willow has his sidekick.
So, back to Xena instead of the cats.
Alrighty. Okay. So, yeah.
So, Xena's first concern, as always, is Gabrielle.
Right.
You know, how are you? And Gabrielle's like, I'm okay. I'm seasick. I'm cursed.
Cecrops is not happy. Great. So now I have both of you. He's not too happy about it, but oh well.
Yeah. Well, he asked Xena, do you know who I am? And she's like, well, you're Cecrops.
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna let you take off on my best friend. She looked at him like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't have her.
Right. Right.
And I mean, that was another thing that was on a few of the subtext forums.
Uh-huh.
Quite a few of the subtext forums was the fact that Xena was fully aware of whose boat she was going on. She was fully aware that she was going to be cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Went into it not knowing that the curse could be broken, or if it could be broken. Threw all caution to the wind, hurled herself through the air on a literal leap of faith to save Gabrielle.
I would do that.
You would do what?
I would do that. What Xena did.
To save Gabrielle?
Well, not like Gabrielle. Like if it was you, I would do that.
No, you wouldn't. You can't swim.
That's why I would do the leap of faith like Xena did.
I could just see you miss the boat. Oh, shit! It just got real!
I'll admit it, you'd do it too.
I would.
I know.
I would. But if I missed the boat, I'd be able to swim.
I can doggy paddle. I'm coming!
I'd be swimming the whole way going, shark bait! Ooh-ha-ha!
Jeez.
I said I would be swimming doing that. Not you. Which I would have chunked a rope out to you and pulled you on in if you landed in the water. We would have saved each other. That's what would have happened.
Yeah.
I'd do that if it was the kiddos.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Or you.
But anyways.
Or, a pack of Skittles.
Skittles.
I would do that for a pack of Skittles.
Okay.
Or a package of Code Red Mountain Dew. Because that's where my heart's at.
Sure, ambrosia.
Yes.
Ambrosia in a can.
Ambrosia in a can. That's right. So.
Alrighty. So then we got the pirates.
Yes.
Who are all like, she's crazy. She just jumped on a cruise ship and then, what's his name? Starts with a B. Whatever. The leader of the pirates. He's like, she's not crazy. She knows what she's doing. What?
I love how you just write it off as whatever his name is.
Whatever his name is. I can't remember. It starts with a B. But anyways.
Bacchus?
Okay, yeah, that. I think. I don't know. And then, so he's convinced that, she knows what she's doing. She's after Poseidon's treasure. If anyone can break the curse, she can.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and they want to be right there when it happens, because, they're pirates. They want the treasure for themselves. So yeah.
Then we're back to the seasickness. And Xena showing Gabrielle the pressure point.
Is this where she's eating the squid?
No.
That's nasty.
This is where Xena's showing her the pressure point, and then...
Oh, that's right.
Trek brings him... Here, I brought you some squid!
Brings in. She's just jabbing her.
They were...
jabbing her pressure point.
They always talk about how much of a trooper Renee O'Connor was during filming. Because they were like, they would ask her to do the absolute most disgusting things that no other actress would do, and she would jump in, both feet, and do it, and be like, oh, it's not that bad. That's like the squid that she eats. It's marinated raw octopus.
Uh-huh.
You know. Which is, I mean, I'd eat it.
I wouldn't.
You know. But...
No.
I would have, as long as it's not like the ones that are alive. There's one dish and the octopus that they put on top of it is alive. And I couldn't, that's just cruel. I couldn't handle that.
That's nasty.
I would cry the entire time it was on the plate. But...
Been looking at you, please. Don't eat me.
I know, and then I would be so sad. I have a hard enough time eating
Why
meat
would
as it is.
people do that? Why would they put a live octopus on your plate? Ooh.
Well, you know, I was vegetarian one time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all through high school and middle school.
Yeah.
I was vegetarian, and then I broke myself.
Uh-huh.
Multiple times. And my doctor... And I mean, I would eat high-protein stuff. Like, I would eat protein bars. I would do protein shakes. I would do different types of beans. I would do peanut butter, nuts, anything with protein in it.
But you needed the meat protein.
I needed the meat protein. That was one of the things my doctor said. He's like, you know, you're not healing correctly because you don't have the meat protein. And it's like, dude, I have issues with it unless it is called bacon. I have problems with meat, and I am still that way. I'm not a meat person, you know. Mm-hmm. I don't like chicken. You have to about strap me down to get me to eat a hamburger. I'll eat like shrimp, but I don't like fish. I like shrimp and crab and, you know, I'll eat calamari.
Ooh.
Liliana don't like it.
Ooh.
But.
That's nasty.
I just, you know, kudos to Renee O'Connor for being able to be like.
Just took a bite of it. Oh.
She take a bite, like it was jerky.
Yeah.
But it was marinated octopus she was eating. It wasn't really raw squid.
That's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Man, no. I couldn't even eat octopus even if it was cooked.
You know, the whole exchange before Aldrich comes up with the squid cracks me up because Xena's all like kicked back like Athena wouldn't have given him immortality.
Right.
Yeah, and then she tells Gabrielle, anyway, we've got a lot of time to figure it out.
Yeah.
And Gabrielle's like, no, we don't. Because I won't live through a lifetime of this.
Yeah, and then she shows her
the
pressure point is.
See a little bump?
She like jabber it.
Yeah, and she's
like, ow! And then she's like, oh, my seasickness is gone! Every time you feel your stomach getting queasy, just jab it. And then that's when Aldrich comes up with the squid, and she's just jabbing her wrist.
He fanboys over her so well.
He does.
He does.
It's funny.
We should get him at a con. So then we have Cecrops is in Xena's heart-to-heart. Mm-hmm. Cecrops is looking out, and he's like, you know, land's so close that I could swim and reach it. Mm-hmm. You know, but I've forgotten what it feels like.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long for him. He gives her her sword back, and then Xena tells him, you know, it seems like you've given everything to Poseidon, including hope. And she asked him when he gave that up, and he's like, oh, we've got a warrior philosopher on board.
Uh-huh. It says, 27...
And then he references Centaurs.
Centaurs.
Yeah, you remember Centaurs?
Regular Centaurs. Yeah.
Because he was a warrior philosopher.
Yeah. So, what is it? He says he lost hope, 27 years after Poseidon had cursed him? Mm-hmm. And then he goes on to talk about Teray. Tell Xena about, Teray.
Who was the girl he had fallen in love with.
Okay. I was going to say it wasn't his wife, was it?
No.
Okay.
Fallen in love with her.
And how she would go every night, every evening to the shore, and he'd bring the ship around, I guess, for 27 years, every day, until one day she didn't show up.
Yep.
That's sad. Yes, it is. And then he knew, you know, he'd never see her again. And then he says how Poseidon created Charybdis. Doesn't Xena say that's
the whirlpool still there.
It's still there, and that's...
It's got to be part of the answer.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Because Cecrops is all down because he's like, Teray's gone. That's been 300 years ago. She dead.
Yeah.
And then Xena tells him, Athena knew what she was doing. You got to have faith. And he's like, what did he say? Faith has killed more people than war.
Yeah. So in order to break the curse, he
wished to have the curse reversed.
Yes. He has to find love? Or what was it again? It's...
Love has to redeem him.
Love has to redeem him. That's what it is. Not find love. Okay. So, but he figured, the one that he loved is gone, so there's no redeeming him.
Right.
But it's a little deeper than that.
He misinterpreted the message.
Right. So, but Athena knew. That's why she gave him immortality. To give him time to figure it out. But
I mean, it's like, look how many different versions of love are out there.
Yeah.
Now,
do you think she thought that it was going to take him 300 years to figure it out?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, Athena, goddess of wisdom.
Right. Yeah.
She would...
Yeah, true.
Especially being a goddess, she'd know how simplistically minded mortals would think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, humanity is notorious for looking at something at face value and taking it at face value.
Right.
And that's all there is. And that's like... It's like the You the Conqueror thing, the workshop that Sharon Glasswell's teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all of that stuff, your mind puts limits on you because you don't think beyond it.
Mm-hmm.
You put your own stumbling blocks in your way. And that's exactly what humanity does on a daily basis. They're constantly saying, oh no, we can't do that. No, all hope is lost because this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Cecrops is he needs some NLP. He does. He needs Sharon.
Okay.
I love Sharon.
I know.
She's a magical unicorn. So
without the horn.
Without the horn.
Okay. So, Xena tells him that we need to head east to Charybdis, because, that's where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we have Gabrielle enjoying her squid.
Xena, what are you eating?
So nasty. She's just taking a big old chunk out of it. Oh, just like stretching out like that. Yo, nasty. But anyways, so squid, you want some? No, thank you. And
there's a part in the episode I'll have to. Hopefully, I'll remember when we get to it. But just in case I don't, there's a part where Renee O'Connor says raw squid. But instead of saying raw squid, her mouth moves and says raw fish.
Oh, yeah?
And the audio's over it.
Ah.
So it's what they call an AHD.
AHD.
Yeah. It's where... Or ARD, I'm sorry. Where the audio's been remastered. And, AHD is entirely different.
Okay.
Different ballgame.
So, the ship is now headed east.
Yes.
And Cecrops just tries to make, like, an excuse. Instead of just saying that he's, listening to Xena and, okay, we're gonna head to Charybdis. Mm-hmm. Like, well, there's better pickings out there.
Right.
Right. And he needs a new crew. Because, the pirates around where they're at keep avoiding him. Because, cursed ship. I don't blame them. And she's just like, okay, yeah, right. I can see that. But anyways. So. And then we got Gabrielle and Hid Seam.
Honey, it's like when you sew. You have a hidden seam. It's hid seam.
Hidden seam?
Yeah, hid seam.
Okay.
So they have a little heart-to-heart.
Uh-huh.
And what is it he's doing?
He's like braiding a rope.
Mm-hmm. To pass the time.
And then, he has Gabrielle, what
he's all, try it.
Try it, and then joking around. He's okay, now you're condemned to do that forever.
Like, what?
She's got this look on her face, huh? No, relax. It's just a joke. But...
I'm like, it's good to hear laughter on the ship.
Yeah.
Rama doesn't laugh.
No. And then he goes on to tell her how they met.
Uh-huh. Somebody pointed out on one of the subtext forums, which I'll bring it full circle, I promise.
Okay.
But somebody pointed out in one of the subtext things that it almost comes off like Hitseem has a crush on Cecrops.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll tie that back together at the end.
Okay.
It'll be you'll put 2 and 2 together before I even get to it, I'm sure.
Okay.
So anyway, go ahead.
I have no clue.
They met a long time ago. They were rescuing orphans.
No, they weren't.
No, Hitseem was. He was rescuing...
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
That's what he said, but he wasn't really doing that. He was just joking. Because he wanted it, to sound better than just saying he was a pirate.
Ah, you're right, Liliana. How could I have been so blind?
And then they attacked the wrong ship. Cecrops' ship.
Yes.
And he doesn't even remember how long they've been there. It's been a while.
Yeah, he doesn't even know how old he is anymore.
No.
And he's like, well, I don't need to know anymore. And she tells him, I have faith in Xena. You should too.
She'll get us out of this, yeah.
And he's like, well, it'd be nice to lay on the grass again.
Him and his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the crew that Cecrops has, obviously, has not been around for 300 years.
No, not the crew.
Because he's the only one with immortality.
Yeah, so, eventually they either throw themselves off the ship because they've had enough, or, they
and then they turn into barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have, the pirates that are following them. And Xena tells Cecrops, that, well, they're after your treasure. And he says, well, then that would make them stupid pirates.
Right? He loves stupid pirates.
Stupid pirates, yeah.
It's all Trek that comes up. He's like, you need a new crew.
That's them. You hate pirates. But he's like, no, we'll stay the course. And, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Xena's like, no.
Oh, this
Something's
is where
happening, and then Poseidon pops up.
Here goes Poseidon. Yeah. And Xena's just like, what do you want? Haven't you, pretty much done enough damage?
Uh-huh.
And he, gives her a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, this is between, me and Cecrops. You can leave.
Well, Xena tells him, I'm not going without Gabrielle. And he's like, well, take her.
Take her, yeah. And then, this is probably where Xena figures out that, hey, there's a reason why he doesn't want me on the ship.
Right.
So, you know what? Thanks for the offer, but I think I'm going to stay here. I think we'll stay a little longer. And then,
He tells her she won't get a second chance.
Won't get a second chance.
But that ties into my subtext thing, too.
Okay. Go ahead.
The whole reason that Poseidon doesn't want her on the ship.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want Cecrops witnessing the love between her and Gabrielle.
Okay.
In theory, that's, a chunk of people have pointed that out. 200 some odd people pointed that out, that he didn't want the demonstration of love between Xena and Gabrielle to be in front of Cecrops' face. That way he wouldn't be able to put 2 and 2 and 2 together.
Well, okay.
Especially because you'll notice, Xena, anytime the boat gets rocky, she'll rush over to Gabrielle and she'll hold her close so it doesn't rock her as hard so she doesn't get sick, even after she showed her the pressure points. So anyway.
Yeah. But, okay. So,
and Basculus is just like, Xena had a chance to escape. She knows something. I know she knows something.
Yeah.
They're going to stick with it.
Right.
So, they're trying to batten down the hatches. Mateys. And Altrek is all like, oh, Poseidon's trying to make this difficult for us. And Xena's like, with this?
Well, she say Poseidon's much more devious.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little bit of rough waters. It's okay.
Then his scene pops up and he's wondering if, she's going to defeat Poseidon's curse again.
Uh-huh. Again?
Again. Because she defeated it on Ulysses' ship as well.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. But Ulysses' ship wasn't cursed.
But Ulysses was.
Ulysses was. Okay.
Because he was never to be able to return to Ithaca.
Right. But he did.
Yeah. I know, I suffered through the whole damn episode more than once.
Yeah. And then Xena makes the comment that, Poseidon obviously doesn't want us reaching Charybdis.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had, when he was, telling Xena that, she could leave, he had made the comment that, something about the Cecrops, he doesn't even know where to look.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Like to
yeah, he said himself. He doesn't know how to find love, he doesn't even know where to look.
He doesn't even know where to look, yeah. So, she's like putting two and two together here. Like, well, obviously, he doesn't want us,
reaching Charybdis.
Right. And then Gabrielle's like, well, that means that you're right. The key must be there, and he doesn't want you to figure it out, which is what she's doing. She's figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. She's like, and if I'm wrong, and Gabrielle tells her, you're wrong, Xena, I have to spend the rest of my life dodging Ultrek.
A 60-year-old adolescent who hasn't had a girlfriend since his voice was an octave higher. And then she asks Xena why she didn't show her that pressure point when they were on Ulysses' ship.
This is where the oopsie is.
Uh-huh.
Where
okay, yeah.
Xena's like, it has side effects.
Uh-huh.
And Xena tells her it numbs her taste buds. Even if anything tastes good, even if
they aren't good for you.
Right. And Gabrielle says, like raw squid.
Yeah.
But her mouth says raw fish. Right here. Right here.
Like, oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Mm-hmm. Xena's like, well, not till later when we're on solid ground.
Right.
And then Hadsim comes up and tells him that Cecrops is turning back.
Mm-hmm. Because he wants to attack the pirates.
Right.
And not really go to Charybdis.
Mm-hmm. And Xena goes to him and she's like, dude, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And he
changed his mind.
Yeah. It happens. And she's like, nope, you're afraid.
Afraid of Poseidon? No, not quite.
And she's like, it's not Poseidon.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
he thinks that, or she thinks that what?
That he's afraid that she might be able to end the curse.
Right.
And, he's like, you don't think I would end this curse in a second if I could?
Mm-hmm.
And Xena tells him, no, because it's gone on too long.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands have been cursed with you, and you have all the guilt. And Xena knows a thing or two about guilt.
Yeah.
And Cecrops is living in denial. He doesn't want to admit, you're right.
Right.
And he's like, how'd you come up with such a stupid theory? Because she tells him that she thinks that he believes he deserves it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I've watched you. I've known many types of fear in my life, but the fear of your own guilt is distinct. And he's like, you don't know fear? You fear death? Fear injury? Do you fear losing your friend? And then he says, I fear life. It's every day of life means another day someone can lose their freedom to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, she is right. It is guilt.
Yeah.
And that's what's bearing down on him.
Yeah. And she's just like, well, you can end this. You can break the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And end it.
It's like, you didn't start it. Poseidon did.
Right.
In other words, he had absolutely no control over it.
Right.
But now he does. Now he knows. Now he can end it.
See, and he's still thinking that he's supposed to be falling in love with somebody because he says, makes the comment, were you planning on falling in love with me?
Mm-hmm.
Because he thinks that that's the only way to break the curse. But it's not.
Mm-mm.
It's not him falling in love with someone or someone loving him. But that's what he thinks it is.
Well, it is somebody loving him, though. And him allowing himself to love somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the whole Beauty and the Beast story, except, there's no beast. It's just Cecrops. It's like Beauty and the Beast Marine Edition. It's Beauty and the Beast meets the Little Mermaid. So this is when we got that one of the clips of Xena running up to Gabrielle and, wrapping her arms around her, holding her because the boat's pitching back and forth.
Yeah, and they're down below, right?
Yeah.
Because this is where Hitseem has that big giant crate, pretty much crush him. Mm-hmm. Because he
sacrificed himself so that...
to save Cecrops.
Right.
But like Cecrops said to him, I'm immortal. It wouldn't have hurt me.
Yeah.
Why did you do
I'm immortal, you old fool.
Yeah. It's like, why did you do that? It wouldn't have hurt me. But it's probably just reaction, And
then we have a very tearful goodbye.
Yeah. I liked Hitseem.
I did too.
Yeah.
But we see that Cecrops genuinely does care.
Yeah.
And we see Hitseem cares for him. Mm-hmm. That was one of the things that was pointed out on the subtext forums, is because the only other time you see anything like that happen in any of the episodes, you see it where it's Xena sacrificing herself for Gabrielle, or you see it like in Sacrifice Part 2 when Gabrielle sacrifices herself to save Xena.
Uh-huh.
You see the same thing happen with Ares, and Ares sacrificing his godhood so that Xena will be happy.
Right.
When Eve and Gabrielle are both hurt.
Right.
So, they're like, so there's something a little deeper there that he's not letting on. That's why it was a big key thing in the subtext deal. This episode was so layered with stuff. It was freaking amazing to watch the way that people had pulled it apart and looked at it. It was like, dude, where do you have the time to do that? And then it's like, I sit there and remember, oh yeah, this was like over 20 years ago. This is what was like, I would have not even been in middle school yet. I'm sitting there picturing all these fans of the show as they're waiting on, right after they finish like homework or something online, sitting there digging and typing up all this stuff on, what they've peeled the episode apart to say. And then I'm like, it's the same thing I used to do to Buffy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And then he does make the comment to Cecrops before he dies to touch the earth for him.
Yeah. And then Cecrops is pissed off at Poseidon. I mean, he was already pissed off at Poseidon, but
Yeah, yeah. So do you think Hitseem dying was the kick he needed?
It was the catalyst.
Yeah. Because then they do turn around and head back to Charybdis, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Charybdis!
And then we have...
the world's worst CGI.
And then we have Poseidon and Cecrops, and Poseidon now doesn't...
Xena.
He doesn't care about Cecrops now. He wants Xena because,
she mouthed off to him.
Yeah.
It's the only reason he wants Xena. She mouthed off to him.
She defied him.
Yeah.
She defied him, and, nobody does that to him, so... And that his curse is nothing compared to the satisfaction he'll have when she's
He should learn empowerment. It's like the Gandhi quote, nobody can hurt him without his permission.
Yeah.
He should not have been that fallible. He's a freaking god.
Uh-huh. So, Poseidon now wants Cecrops to throw Xena into Charybdis.
Yes.
Well, that's not very nice.
No.
So then...
It's a whirlpool.
Yes. So then he tells Xena, we're going to Charybdis and it's going to end there.
Mm-hmm. I don't even think he contemplated giving Xena up.
Well, when they were at the whirlpool, he was like... to me, it looked...
Was he thinking about it, or was he just like...
I don't know. To me, it looks like he was thinking about it, but then...
Because I read that very much so as nerves.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could say that.
I didn't read that as he was considering tossing her over,
Yeah.
Because when they get to Charybdis, he's trying to send the guys up into the crow's nest, and they won't go because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
And so Xena volunteers to go.
Right.
And I mean, he doesn't even flinch, you know?
Yeah. And then they...
And this scene makes me nauseous.
Okay.
The entire scene, when they're in the whirlpool.
Yeah.
And it's like both ships
are going around.
Oh, it makes me nauseous. Like, it makes me seasick, and I'm not even on the damn boat. You know, I do get seasick very easily. And that pressure point doesn't work on me.
No? Mm-mm. Is it like an actual pressure point?
I don't really think it is.
Okay.
Like, the one in the neck can cut off the flow of blood to your brain.
Yeah.
But it's not a quick jab. It's like you have to continually press it to cut the flow off. But... What?
I accidentally one time did a pressure point on Tristan, knocked her out.
That was the one in my ear.
No, it was right here.
Oh, it was there. You're right. On my forehead.
I didn't realize it until
I was like, dude, you can kill me. What are you doing?
I was like, I don't know what it was. I was just like rubbing your forehead, and then I guess I hit a spot, and then you were just out. Boom. So like, oh my god, what happened? Wake up! Tristan! Oh shit. So then I got nail polish. And like put it under her nose and
roused me.
Well, like, what did I just do?
Know, I barely remember that. Like, I barely remember coming to.
Well, like, what did I just do? I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't even know there was a pressure point right there.
Anyway. Let's get back to Charybdis.
Let me see if I can still do it.
Let's not and say we didn't. I just cut off the flow of blood to your brain. You'll be dead in seconds unless you tell me what I want to know. Do you love me? Alright, so we're going on the seasicky scene, and it's the pirates chasing the Cecrops.
Uh-huh.
And we're going up and down, around and around, and up and down.
Yeah, and Xena's up in the crow's nest thing, and she's yelling down to Cecrops, because she dropped her sword.
Hold it to starboard. Full boat sails.
Yeah. She dropped her sword, so she's yelling to Cecrops, you know...
My sword!
To give me the sword. And then you have Poseidon, you know, telling him, you know, now!
Give me the
warrior princess! Cut the rope and you'll be free.
Now, who's voicing Poseidon in this one?
I don't remember.
Charles Siebert.
Okay, that is who?
He's directed many an episode.
Okay.
And he also does the part of, oh my goodness. He does the part of, yeah, you do.
Okay.
He does the part of King Sisyphus in 10 Little Warlords.
Okay.
You know, there's two different King Sisyphuses. There's the one with death in chains and the revamped version. He's the revamped one.
Ah, okay.
He's the one that voices Poseidon.
Okay, got it. Alrighty. I'm terrible with names.
Well, it took me a minute to remember which one was... which king it was. I'm going, no, that's not right. No, it's not King Leus. No, it's not this one. No, it's not this one.
It's like when we were at the retreat. Every time we would walk past somebody, I turned to Tristan. Okay, what was their name again? Well, I know we just talked to them a little bit ago, but what was their name again? Okay. Wait, what was their name again? Who's that?
So I'm the cheat sheet. I'm the cheat sheet.
I'm bad with remembering.
That's okay, honey. But you're so pretty. So, Cecrops is like, no, Poseidon, love redeems me. Yeah. I finally figured it out.
You bastard.
Again, that word that I didn't know they could say.
Yeah.
Before primetime kicked in.
Yeah.
And then the whole soliloquy. Here we go. Are you ready?
Okay.
This is where I'm going to tie all of it together.
Okay.
Because Cecrops point out, it isn't someone that loves me. Mm-hmm. It's my love for others.
Yeah.
And then he tells Xena it's the love she had for Gabrielle.
Yeah.
And you risk your life for her. And then the love Hadsim has for me.
Uh-huh.
Or had for me when he died.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're right. It really is that simple.
Thank you. And then he jumps into Charybdis.
Then the world's worst CGI. So if you look
oh my God.
at the scene when Cecrops is jumping into Charybdis, you can clearly see that it is first and foremost CGI'd.
Uh-huh.
You can also see it is a dummy. It is a doll, and it is not even the right size, nor shape, nor is the hair anything like Cecrops. But Lillian and I laughed our asses off. When we saw that, we both just busted out laughing, and it totally ruined the dramatic part of this scene. This is the climax of the fucking episode, and they totally killed the climax. It was premature ejaculation. That is exactly what it was. I mean, I get a kick out of some of the stuff. That's like, we have a friend, her name's Ariana. She's been coming over and watching Xena with us.
Oh,
and that's
so hilarious.
And that is one thing that we have laughed at, is every time she sees a bad CGI, because, you know, back then it was cutting edge stuff. It was. I mean, I applaud all their all their CGI work except for this scene. Because even making the centaurs walk whole 9 yards, you know.
Yeah.
But it's come such a long way, and for somebody that hasn't seen anything filmed in this era before everything was as high class as what it is now, you know, and filmed on a budget.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it's going to be comical to him. She will bust out laughing at the CGI parts. But she didn't think she was going to like Xena, but she does.
It is funny watching her watch Xena, because she's never seen it before.
We watch her more than we watch Xena.
Yeah, anytime there's like a scene that we know something's going to happen in come up, we just both turn to her and just watch, just to see her reaction.
And then her mouth will drop over and her eyeballs will get bigger and she'll go, well, fuck.
Well, fuck.
That's like, she didn't see Solon coming at all. We just finished like...
She's like, wait, what?
Well, we'll be starting on Girls Just Want to Have Fun with Her.
Yeah,
that's the next episode
one.
we are on.
What did she say about that one? She said it looks kinky or something?
She's like, that one looks kinky. That's like, well... And then, you know, I'm going through and pointing out all the bloopers, and hey, there's a propane tank here. Hey, there's a microphone wire here. Yeah. Hey, there's this, there's that. And
it's hilarious to watch her reactions.
When Xena said, no, that's my son,
her jaw just dropped, and she's all, well, fuck.
And then she was all upset that Xena didn't tell him that.
She's going to tell him, right? She's going to tell him that, you know, she's his mom, right?
And she kept telling Xena...
She's going to tell him.
She's talking to the television, telling Xena, don't forget, you've got to go back and tell your son that you're his mom. Yeah. Don't forget, you got to go back. And she finally turned to me and she's like, does she ever tell him? I'm like, oh, she tells him. Oh, good. I didn't have the heart to tell her that, you know, it was after Solon was killed.
Yeah.
In a musical episode.
Oh, she's gonna be so upset.
And you're like, finally, you fucking cunt. That's what she'll... mark my words, that will be what comes out of her mouth. So anyway. Okay, back to this episode.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious.
When are we doing the next episode with her?
Oh, I need to see when she's working.
I just want to see her reactions to Girls Just Want to Have Fun. But anyways, okay. Back to the episode. So... Cecrops has thrown himself into Charybdis.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then we're on shore?
Yes.
Alright. And the cruisemen, the pirates, the ones that were on Cecrops' ship, you know, they're all thanking Xena, you know. They're all happy to be on land.
They wish to have the curse reversed.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Cecrops freaking, like, scared the crap out of me when he just popped up giggling and laughing.
Yeah, because Xena notices that he washed up on shore, too. And at first you think, like, oh, God, you know, he's dead. Xena turns him over and he's just laughing.
I'm alive.
I'm alive. Never thought I would feel the earth again. So, yeah. And then Xena tells him that, you know, if Athena gave you immortality and Even Poseidon couldn't take that away. So if he had jumped off the ship, he would have been fine, right?
It may have been like he was being tased.
So why didn't he just pull up to shore and jump off?
I don't know. Huh.
Because he had immortality.
I should tweet Steve Sears and say, hey, got a question.
Yeah, had he jumped off the ship onto land, what would have happened? Because he was immortal.
I'm tweeting Steve Sears right now.
Okay, do it.
I am.
So, he's probably thinking, damn, should have done this 300 years ago.
Okay. So we tweeted Steve Sears.
Yes. All right.
Maybe he'll tweet back.
Maybe.
Because I want to know.
Yeah. So Gabrielle, asks him, where he will go. He's like, I don't know. A lot has changed in 300 years, obviously. And he says that he's just going to sit there and remember.
Mm-hmm.
And
Teray.
And then Gabrielle does tell him, I know how you can start. Hidsim had a daughter. Maybe you can see her. And he's like, I think I will. But I'm going to walk there.
Because nobody wants to get on a boat to go there after 300 years.
No. He's all like, Poseidon's probably upset with me. I think he got used to having me around. But, yeah.
He's like, he'll find somebody else to be angry at.
Right.
It's just his way. Mm-hmm. Help it somebody that deserves it. Now, see, why couldn't he have gotten mad at Caesar?
Poseidon?
Yeah.
Because Caesar probably didn't do anything to piss him off? Or did he?
He was an arrogant ass that viewed himself as a god.
But did he do
The gods would strike mortals down that even compared their looks
for less than that? But I don't know, maybe because he didn't actually offend Poseidon directly, I guess?
I don't know. I'd have struck him down. Or, Najara. Why couldn't he be mad at Najara? She's upset everybody.
I think she's upset you the most.
No, she has. I cannot stand Najara.
I know.
So, I guess we will tweet the response from Steve Sears. Should we receive one?
Should we receive one? Yeah. We'll retweet it. Yeah. Next episode, final episode of season 2.
Comedy of Eros.
We've got Carl Urban back as Cupid. I like him as Cupid.
I do too.
Caesar, not so much. Cupid, yeah. And Draco. We like Draco.
I love Draco.
And Joxer. I know you love Joxer too.
I love Joxer the cat. Not so much Joxer on Xena.
That's coming up next. This is the one where Cupid's little boy goes around shooting everybody with arrows.
Baby Bliss.
Baby Bliss, yeah. So it's Aphrodite's grandson.
Cracks me up that it's Alexandra Tiding's voice that says, "Hey, Cupid," when she's off stage.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. That'll be in your fun facts.
That's funny. But, yep, that's what's next. And that'll be the final one for the season.
So, do you think there's subtext in that episode?
Yes.
Because, Gabrielle has a thing for Joxer. And Xena has a thing for Draco.
Mm-hmm.
And Draco has a thing for Gabrielle.
Mm-hmm.
And Joxer's smitten with Gabrielle. So is there Xena Gabrielle subtext in that episode, Liliana?
I'm sure there is. You'll let us know.
Uh-oh. I will. Yes, there is subtext in the episode, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
And that will conclude this episode of the Babbling Bards. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys, go out, be a force for good. Smile at some random person. Not in a
creepy way.
No. Yeah. But offer them a genuine smile. You never know whose day you'll make.
Yep. And for all of you that are hitting up the conventions to meet Lucy Lawless, she's making her convention rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her hi from the Babbling Bards.
Right?
Tell her we said hi.
Yes.
Do that. Renee's got a convention coming up too in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then, does Lucy have another one coming up? Because this weekend
she's got one in Salt Lake.
That's right. That one. I can't think of any other ones.
Can't either off the top of my head.
Yeah.
As we find out, We'll
let
make sure
know.
you guys find out.
Which I'm sure you guys already know anyway, but
Probably.
we'll mention it. So yeah, that's it.
Renee O'Connor's film Watch the Sky should be hopefully going into post-production at some point this season, according to what she said on her last Facebook Live.
That's right.
So we're keeping an eyeball out for that. That way we can keep you guys updated on it. I don't know if she's going to do like a crowdfunding campaign. I mean, if she did, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't, then, we'll let you know how you can go about purchasing it or seeing it without bootlegging it. Because, I mean, let's be honest. We know that there are people out there that do that. And that's not cool when it's like independent film industry. Because they work really hard to make that stuff. And it's not cheap for them to make it.
No.
So. And, So, be cool. I mean, for the most part, the most you'll end up spending is like $14. If you don't have $14,
yeah.
The Xenites are a very generous community. I'm sure someone will gift you one if you want one that badly, as opposed to ripping off Renee O'Connor. So, anyway, be cool.
Yeah.
Happy chakrams. Be a force
for good.
For good. Take care of each other.
Yes. Be kind to one another.
Be kind. Rewind. You remember the Blockbuster things?
Please be kind and rewind.
All the millennials that are listening to this are not going to have a clue what we're talking about.
What is this Blockbuster thing?
Blockbuster.
It was the thing back then. I'm telling you.
Blockbuster was the shit back in my day.
If you were going to Blockbuster, and you were cool.
If you were going to Blockbuster, when I was growing up, it meant your family had money rolling in. Because Blockbuster was expensive to rent from. I remember when Video Warehouse came to Cartersville, where I'm from.
Yeah.
We had Video Country, and we had Video Warehouse. Video Country was a very odd place. There was a back room that they kept all the porn videos. Then there was a main area that had like all the movies. There was a new release area. There was a saloon inside the video store. And they did nothing but blast country music. It was redonkulous. And then Video Warehouse came to town, and it put everybody else in town out of business because you could go in and rent new releases for like 75 cents or something like that. And Blockbuster, it would be like $3 to $4 a movie, depending on how new it was.
I remember the first video I rented.
Do you?
Death Becomes Her. That was the first movie I ever rented.
The very first movie I ever rented? Well, that I ever got my parents to rent for me because I wasn't old enough. Was Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's Our First Video. That was the very first video ever. They were like 5 years old, I think, when they did it. They were my age, I mean.
Yeah.
And I thought I was the shit. And then the second one was the pirate movie with Chris Atkins and Christy McNichol. Which is still one of my favorite movies.
They don't have video stores anymore. Now you just go into a grocery store to some kiosk, red box thing, and it's just not the same.
It's not. What happened to human interaction?
It's not the same. You just have this machine that'll spit out a disc for you, and yeah.
Pretty much.
But anyways.
So, anyway, you guys, be good to each other. Happy chakrams.
Yes.
Battle on, Xenites.
And good night.
Good night.